You've probably heard the name Bloody Mary before. Maybe you've even dared to say it 3 times in front of a dark mirror, hoping or fearing she might appear. But do you really know who she is? Today I am going to tell you the chilling story behind this legend, uncovering the history and the myths behind it. Hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon because by the end of this video, you might think twice before ever facing a mirror alone at night. Let's dive in. The mirror and the name. The legend of Bloody Mary begins not with a place, not with a person, but with a mirror, an everyday object we barely think about. But in the dark, a mirror becomes something else entirely. It becomes a doorway. A thin sheet of glass stands between you and whatever may be staring back. People across generations have believed that mirrors can hold energy, memories, or even spirits. Whether or not that's true, the fear they inspire is real. When the room is dark and the only thing you can see is a faint outline of yourself, every shadow looks alive, every movement feels wrong, and your own reflection begins to seem almost unfamiliar. This is where the name comes in. According to the legend, if you stand before a dark mirror, sometimes with a candle, sometimes in complete pitch black, and speak the name Bloody Mary 3 times, something begins to change. Some say the air cools, others claim the shadows stretch, and a few whisper that the mirror itself begins to breathe, like it's waking up. It's not just about calling a spirit, it's about daring the unknown. Because saying her name isn't simply repeating words. In the story, it's an invitation she never ignores. But who is the woman behind the name? And why does she answer when called? Let's step deeper. The forgotten woman, behind the legend. Bloody Mary's identity changes depending on who tells the story, almost like she reshapes herself every time someone thinks of her. Some people say she was once a sweet young girl named Mary centuries ago. Quiet, gentle, loved by everyone. But then she fell terribly ill one night and slipped into a strange, heavy sleep. Her family thought she'd died and buried her quickly, never realizing the nightmare they were about to create. Years later, when her coffin was found and opened, the inside of the lid was covered in claw marks. Her nails were torn, her face frozen in pure terror. She hadn't been dead when they buried her. She'd woken up in the dark, aware, trapped, and completely alone. Another version says Mary was a misunderstood woman who used herbs and rituals to heal people. She wasn't dangerous, just different. But fear spreads fast. Rumors became accusations, and those accusations led to a punishment she didn't deserve. They claimed she practiced forbidden magic, and they made her pay for it. The injustice didn't fade when she died. It clung to her. It changed her. And then there's the story whispered in the darkest corners, the one where Mary lost a child. Her grief was so heavy it tied her spirit to the moment she lost everything. They say she still searches for the baby she can't hold anymore, that she appears to anyone whose voice sounds like a cry or a call for her name. Every version of her story has the same ingredients: sorrow, fear, betrayal, and no matter which one you believe, they all end the same way. Mary died angry. Mary died wronged. Mary died with something unfinished, and that's why people say she still listens. The real question is, how do you summon a spirit with that much pain behind her? And what actually happens when you say her name 3 times? How to summon her. If you've ever been to a sleepover, you already know the dare. It always starts the same way. Turn off the lights, stand in front of the mirror, say her name 3 times. Don't laugh, don't blink, and whatever you do, don't run. Sometimes people light a single candle, letting it flicker like it's nervous too. Other times they insist the room has to be completely dark. But the rule never changes. You have to say her name 3 times, like you're calling out to someone far away, like tapping on a door you're not sure you want opened. People who've tried it say the room starts feeling wrong, like something is leaning in close, just enough to brush your shoulder, or like the air tightens behind you even though nothing's there. Some swear their reflection shifts, grins, or twists into something that isn't them. Others say they see eyes glowing in the glass. A few hear breathing or whispering. But the worst stories? They're from the people who say she actually showed up. A pale face, dark, empty eyes, blood tangled in her hair or sliding from her mouth, a look so angry, so full of hurt, you feel frozen where you stand. People say Bloody Mary doesn't always hurt you. Sometimes she just stares. Sometimes she screams. Sometimes she reaches for you. And sometimes she tries to drag you through the mirror to wherever she's trapped. But why does she come at all? Some say she only appears to the brave or the stupid who call her name. That she comes because she's furious, or because hearing her name reminds her of everything she lost. Others say she thinks the person calling her is the one who betrayed her, come back in a different body. And some believe she's simply lonely, wandering behind the glass forever, waiting for someone who can actually see her. The ritual is like a signal, a thin thread between your voice and her world. Maybe she hears it like a cry, maybe like a challenge, or maybe she hears it as an invitation, a chance to take someone back with her so she won't be alone anymore. Whatever the reason, every version of the story agrees on one thing. Once you call her, she hears you. Once she hears you, she comes. And once she comes, you're no longer in control of what happens next. The real encounters. Here's where the legend gets really disturbing, because no one can agree on what actually happens when Bloody Mary shows up in the mirror. Some people swear they see a pale, ghostly woman staring back at them, her hair hanging in long, wet strands, her face twisted with pure rage. Others say it's much worse. They describe a face torn apart, burned, dripping with blood, like she's still trapped in the moment she died. And the stories don't stop there. Some versions claim she'll reach out and scratch you, leaving real marks that weren't there before. Others insist she tries to drag you into the mirror, her hands pushing through the glass like it's nothing, ready to pull you into whatever nightmare world she lives in. Then there are the truly unsettling ones. People talk about the mirror bleeding. They say your hair can turn white just from seeing her, or from her touching you. There are versions where she doesn't just appear and vanish. She attaches herself to you. She follows you, haunts you, shows you things you can't unsee, slowly unravels your mind. And the darkest stories say she steals your soul and traps it inside the mirror with her, forcing you to burn forever in the same flames that destroyed her. The thing that makes the legend so powerful is that no one knows which stories, if any, are true. That uncertainty is the part that sinks its claws into you. What if something really does happen? What if she does appear? What if what you see in that mirror is worse than anything you imagined? That's the real horror, the not knowing, the possibility. And maybe that's why people keep daring each other to try it, even when every instinct says they shouldn't. So now that you know the truth behind the legend, would you ever dare to stand in the dark and say her name 3 times? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more chilling tales. Thanks for watching.